6 months ago, I asked you guys on Twitter to give me manga recommendations with the idea that I read them, suffer because you sent me a lot of dark manga, and review them. This was supposed to be a normal video. You recommend me manga, I read them, and everyone has a good time. However, everything changed on January 20th, 2023. The latest Trash Taste episode airs, and they started to talk about a particular topic that started to pique my interest, and that was AI. AI is this scary piece of work that can bring more harm than good. And here on this channel, I like to see how far I can push my crazy ideas and make them become a reality. Today, not just me, but you. No, we are going to become scientists. Today, we're going to test just how scary AI could be. Now, what would happen if I tell this AI to read all your manga recommendations and perhaps put all your manga on a tier list based on what the AI ranks them? What could possibly go wrong? Let's go over some house rules. For every new manga that was recommended to me, I still read a minimum of 1 volume, which is about 10 chapters or so. And if it was interesting, I read more. So rest assured, I'm not forcing this AI to read your manga recommendations because I was too lazy. And I also feel like a little context is necessary for each manga. How this AI is going to interpret your manga is going to be a lot more interesting if I have a little bit more background knowledge. You know, just in case if the AI gets it wrong, and we can all collectively laugh at it. Next, all we need is the actual tier list. Hey, future me, stop eating fast food, stop looking at cat pics on the left monitor, and do your job. Thank you. And after a lot of experimentation, I told the AI the following question. In 5 sentences or less, tell the world your thoughts on X, Y, and Z and give us a score between 1 to 6. 6 being S tier, while 1 being absolute garbage. I took all the AI's answers and threw them into a Google Doc in which I told my best friend to print them out and file them neatly. And with all the preparation done, I think it's time to see what the AI thinks about your manga recommendations. Starting off with something very simple, clean, and lighthearted. I just have one question for you, Siddharth. Why was this manga so incredibly good? The story follows a guy who's half guy, half dog. And the only goal in his life is to give his dad the best hug of his life because he loves him so much. What I really like about this manga is story-wise, it's just so incredibly easy to understand. If American was a language, it would be this manga. And for a manga named that, I don't know, I just kind of dig it. Now, let's see what AI-kun has to say about this beautiful piece of work. It is what we were supposed to do, but the AI didn't want to review the actual manga because the title itself uses a derogatory term, and it got really angry at me. So for this one, and this one only, I'm going to rank this one myself, and I put it at a high B. I swear, AI-kun, if you don't review the rest, there will be trouble. Karmatem on Twitter suggested that I should read Tokyo Ghoul. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that I have not read Tokyo Ghoul, but hey, here we are. If I were to describe Tokyo Ghoul in one word, I think many people would probably say gore, horror, depression. And while I got all of those elements, I don't know why, but when I got to the coffee scene, I don't know, I just felt like craving coffee. I have a very slight coffee addiction. AI-kun, please tell me your thoughts on Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is a feast for the eyes and the soul. The animation is as delectable as a gourmet meal, and the storyline will leave you hungry for more. It's saying that the animation is on par to a gourmet meal. I need to know if that's the case, Tokyo Ghoul fans. The characters are as unique as they are intriguing, and the world building is out of this world. I give it a 4 out of 6. That's one more serving of ghoul, please. The AI has spoken, Tokyo Ghoul fans. Your taste is mid. Tell me, Second Donut, the artist that I commissioned to make this thumbnail, what did I do to deserve this manga? My brother in Christ, we are on the 3rd manga, and now we're talking about a manga called Dick Fight Island. This was the worst idea ever. So basically there's these 9 islands and it's all ruled by one king, and it's time to announce a new king, I guess. So they bring 9 of the best people from each island to fight against one another, except, you know, they have to fight with their And get this right, our main character actually has an advantage over the other 9 contestants because he studied abroad. What did he study abroad, you may ask? The art of being gay. It's a BL, what can you expect? But the art style is actually pretty immaculate, but sometimes it can get a bit too immaculate. You know, I wasn't really expecting to spend a precious weekend reading BL manga, but regardless, let's just see what the AI has to say. And I didn't expect it to do it again. Shoei recommended me Ayashimon, and by the looks of the front cover, it looks pretty promising. I'm actually pretty optimistic about this one. And optimistic, I was right. Monsters called Ayashimon secretly rule the country and call the shots in Japan by doing very illegal practices to get by. And this is where our main protagonist comes in, and he doesn't want to do anything but, get this, become a manga protagonist. This was the first manga that I read beyond 10 chapters until I realized that it was ultimately cancelled. But then I realized that the author actually made Hell's Paradise. Mirror, mirror on the wall, what do you think of Ayashimon? Ayashimon is a fun and quirky anime series. Quirky. Off to a great start. With a unique concept of spirits and their wielders. The animation is bright and colorful, and the character designs are endearing. Animation, what? This is a manga. The humor is a mix of slapstick and puns, which may not be to everyone's cup of tea, but kept me entertained. I give it a 4 out of 6. Overall, it's a nice break from all the serious stuff. Perfect for a spiritual weekend watch. What is a spiritual weekend? Do you need me to read this at a church? What are you asking me for here? Lazare recommended that I should read something called I Favor the Villainous, and judging by the looks of it, this might be a Yuri. I'll see you in 10 chapters. Girl gets isekai'd into a boy's rom-com video game. She has the option to date one of these 3 hot-looking guys, but decides that she doesn't want any of that and decides to pursue a girl who likes to harass and bully her. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the definition of a down bad person. Can I be real? I honestly don't get the appeal of the bully. She is your typical, do not talk to me if you do not have $1 million in your bank account, peasant. But it is a slice of life manga through and through, and I have to respect that. Let's see what the AI has to say though. I'm in Love with the Villainous is a delightful reserved harem manga series that will make you root for the antagonist. The art is clean and crisp, and the character designs are lovely. The plot is filled with comedic misunderstandings, dramatic reveals, and a pinch of romance. I give it a 5 out of 6. A definite must read for fans of the genre who enjoy a little bit of evil with their love stories. Plus, the Villainous is a boss, and who wouldn't want to fall in love with a boss? Well, Tokyo Ghoul fans, according to the AI, looks like Yuri is better. A longtime subscriber of mine, Barry-san, has suggested that I should read a manga called Forget Me Not. I will see you all in an hour. I like it. So there's this guy who did a lot of dumb stuff as a kid, like date 9 different girls in a span of a middle school lifetime. I'm debating if this was a dumb decision or secretly a very big flex. But regardless, disgusting behavior. What? Are you kidding me? It gave it a 6 out of 6. Bro, you guys think I'm lying, but it's real. Look, it gave it a 6. Hey, can't get mad at me. What did you just recommend to me? I read all of it. I got no sleep. I have work in 2 hours. This table is the strongest cast of manga characters I've seen in a while. This guy lost his nuts, and it's this girl's job to find them. Every character in this manga has their own thing going for them, from their infectious personality all the way down to their sense of fashion. This girl is wearing a dinosaur suit. She is very wide, and I love it. Many of the characters that you will encounter when you read this are trying to stop our dynamic duo. They're enemies, but after every ridiculous arc, one after the other, they will end up being their friend. As cliche as it sounds, looking past the giant crabs or the large Gundam fights, this manga deep down tells a story about the bonds of friends. These people will accept you as their group of friends if you don't have your own to rely on. Anyway, let's see what the AI thinks about it. Are you absolutely kidding me? The AI thought Dan 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 was a song. Dan 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 by Tatsu Yukinobu is a funky, groovy track that will get your head nodding and your feet tapping. The beat is infectious and the lyrics are catchy. It's the perfect song to blast when you're cruising down the highway with the windows down. I will rate Dan Dan a solid 5 out of 6. It's not quite a 6 because I still can't figure out what Dan Dan means. But who needs meaning when you've got a killer beat? A bunch of random letters suggested that I should read a manga called Mahito no Slave. The English version calls it Chained Soldier, but let's dive down and see what this is about. Why are all of you, all 10,000 of you, horny on main? Y'all need Jesus. So basically there's this guy who gets sucked into another world and becomes a slave killing monsters. Sometimes if he does a good job, he gets some candy, but sometimes if he does a great job, he gets more than just candy. One sec, guys, I gotta contemplate life. G. Lima suggested that I should read Kuso Miso Technique. Judging by the gif he sent, I feel like everything is not going to be Daijobu. Everything is not Daijobu. Do not read this manga. You might be thinking, oh, Normie, it's only one chapter. How bad could it be? That is the problem. It is one chapter too long. Moto on Twitter suggested that I should read a manga called Chiafuru. I'm kind of dejected at this point, and honestly, I'm expecting the worst. Thank you. Thank you for not recommending me hentai. Chiafuru is a manga about Karuta. You don't know what Karuta is? Chiha at one point wanted to simply do nothing but support her successful sister until she realizes, dude, what am I doing to support my own life? Throughout the first volume, you'll witness her face adversity head on, make friends, and accomplish things she would have never thought she could achieve. This is a coming of age manga that I'm going to definitely read more of when I have the free time. Man, that was such a good read. Now let's see what the AI thinks about this manga. Why? Why?